get bigger too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
We can definitely scale up for sure. So it's
Okay.
definitely something we can talk about. I don't know, Eric, you want to go through that, or you want to wait till his partner gets on the line?
Well, yeah, I heard that the other guy's going to be on the line. Do you want to go over the contract as well?
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Like I said, they're married. His wife and I own a company together. So I mean, it's you know what I mean. It's not like
Sure.
Yeah, there
yeah,
she is.
yeah. Cool.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, we can hit just the key points.
Yeah,
It's
perfect.
mostly just pretty standard stuff. The services, prospecting, presenting, follow up. I mean, basically, we're going to be handling most of the workflow, or if you guys want to be more involved, we can kind of set up that sales process so that you guys are there the whole way, however you want to do it, or you can just kind of hand off, make the introduction, set up that initial call, and we'll take it over the finish line, however you want to do it. Um, we will have materials for you. There is a compliance aspect to it. So we do, and with our vendor as well, we need to be kind of controlled in terms of how we're presenting it. So we will have marketing materials and specific guidelines about how to talk about it. So we'll kind of get that to you as well once we get things moving. But it's pretty straightforward. If you're familiar with the simmer, our program is slightly different. It works pretty much exactly the same from the client's perspective. But basically our team has kind of set up the framework so that there's a little less risk and liability in terms of how it's set up. I don't know how much you've looked into it, but the IRS is reviewing this, and specifically, around the reimbursements and stuff like that. There are some questions, so they've kind of set it up more along the lines of the cafeteria plan. Just our attorney that handles the compliance, she said what she say most. She's been doing compliance and benefits administration for
25 years.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
so she's
Okay.
really keyed into all of this, and we can get you some more details on that. But yeah, just we will have the marketing and the talking points for you. Um 5 years, but it'll continue through as it's renewed, automatically renewed unless you wish to terminate. Um Compensation. So we have it starting at $40 per month per life enrolled. Once you hit 3,000 enrolled individuals, that'll bump to 50. And then as we get higher, we could talk about scaling up like we just discussed. These payments will happen every single month as long as these lives are enrolled. So even though the contract is 5 years, as long as these people are in the program and we're getting paid for their enrollment, you guys will get your commission. Uh, um, and then, yeah, on the 15th of each month, once we get paid. So just if you're not aware, so basically how it works is there's no upfront payments. So basically, we get the company on board, we enroll their employees. Month one, their employees will be enrolled in the program, and then the payment will come at the beginning of month two. So just that initial onboarding period, it'll
Yep.
take about a month for them to be enrolled. But once they're enrolled that second month, that's when you'll start seeing those payments. And those will just continue monthly on the 15th of each month.
Got it.
Um,
And so is that you guys get paid on the 15th and then you are the 5th and then you roll it to us on the 15th? Because everyone else that I talk to, they get paid on the 5th. Is it
Correct.
just
Correct.
okay? So you guys get the money on the 5th and then you hold it and roll it out to us on the 15th.
Correct.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah. Um, And then, yeah, and I could send this to you guys to review in Redline, but it's all pretty standard. Just in the event that there are any, clawbacks from our end. We haven't seen any from what I've seen from the deals that I've done. It's pretty much once this is set up, you really don't hear from the employer, from the client, unless they have new employees or unless they're firing employees. But just in the event that there was any kind of refund or clawbacks, that would roll back to you as well. Uh,
Yep.
um, Comps. Yeah.
The only other thing is we talked about also starting at 50, just because like I said, we've already promised people using the 50 number to back into that number. Only because, like I said, we're not going after people with 30 employees or 3 employees or 5 employees. We're going after big employees. So
So Gerald's on the call. Gerald's our chief operational officer. I don't know if you've ever met Gerald.
Hey, sorry I'm late. My phone was still on Do Not Disturb from vacation.
That's
You're
okay,
fine.
man. So Gerald, the scenario is that I did discuss the $50 with them. Okay, but that was prior to me having that discussion with you as well about the ramp up, which is, we start them at the 40 and we ramp up to get to the 50. But he's basically saying that right now that he needs the $50 now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to, like I told you, Mo, the guy that I spoke with last night, who's already doing it, who I'm competing against, who put 2,000 lives in last week. He's at 50, he's at 58, signed a 5-year contract 2 weeks ago, and he offered me the same $58 he's at just to help him pump his company last night. So I'm not going to grind you guys over an extra $8 or anything like that. But like I said, I mean, and Christina's
Yeah, I
husband's there.
think
It's going to be one of our first clients, and he's got access. He sent over in the last 2 days over 150,000 lives that he's direct with because he's the CEO of a major corporation. So, I mean, we're trying to make this a real thing and been very quick before other people get onboarded. You know what I mean? Whatever. If we can do it, that's great. If we can't, then I guess we just have to have another conversation real quick and figure it out.
yeah, I think I'm open to it, especially at volume, of course. I mean, right? It's all about volume. I think
Yeah.
one thing too that needs to be said, and maybe it hasn't. So our piece of this is different than the whimper. So we're, in addition, on our end, paying this additional law firm to basically guarantee that these systems integrate. So most of these whimper and SMRP systems don't actually integrate, meaning that when regulation comes down, and it will, and the IRS has already released memos, a lot of these lives that are signed up are going to unravel because they don't properly integrate, meaning that if companies get audited, they're going to have to back pay all of that. And you'll see too, if you go and you look up SMRP, you Google it or you look up whimper, you'll see IRS memos that specifically talk about this program not integrating, meaning that they're getting FICA tax credits where they shouldn't on programs that they shouldn't. So we're kind of offering something a little bit different in this regard. So this isn't a SMRP or whimper program, which is probably what you're getting from someone else. So there's an additional cost here on our end, actually a significant one, which is that we have a law firm that properly integrates this. This passes right through underwriting. And then in addition to that, we're offering audit insurance as well. So they're giving $500,000 in guaranteed, basically audit protection. Those numbers will probably grow, for the larger companies, but any major company that you're going to bring in, this is going to pass legal as well, on their end, because when you start talking about tens of thousands of lives or companies that have 4,000 or 5,000 lives or big corporations, this has got to pass the legal piece of this because there's a lot of bureaucracy, right? They want to make sure that they're not doing something that's technically illegal. So that's kind of part of it too. We're not trying to price gouge you either. We love your volume. We would love your volume. So I think on a volume level, we could definitely have that conversation. And I'm open, Mo, to even doing it on a trial run if they want to get put in some a significant amount of lives or even a chunk of lives and see kind of where we are, and giving them the 50. But yeah, that's the reason why we are kind of a little bit on the lower side, is because we have another significant cost. But long term, that's going to benefit you, because if you guys put in 10,000 lives and then a regulation comes down, the whole thing is going to unravel. Basically, you won't be continually getting those lives because all of those companies could get audited. We're expecting regulation to come down as this this program becomes more popular, and so we're self-regulating prior to this happening.
Yeah, I think as well. So like the $40, once you hit that 3,000, those first 3,000 are going to jump up to 50 anyway. So assuming that you have those
Yeah,
those first couple deals in, you're going to be at 50 anyway.
right. And I don't know. I mean, we can even pay retroactively. I'm okay with that. I mean, I think everyone here basically just wants volume, so we could even go back and pay retroactively on those deals. I'm okay with that too. I think if the volume's right, I don't even really think this is a conversation per se, because if you guys have the volume, we'll pay out.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah, cool. Like I said, yeah. I mean, he was. I run like his primary business is business consulting, right? And so he does, equipment lines of credit and stuff like that. I'm running equipment lines of credit with him right now for pre-revenue businesses, which are hard. But like I said, for some reason, the contract he signed after 50,000 lives, he gets another big bump. He goes to $75 at 50,000 lives, and then at 100,000 lives, he's capped out at $90 a life. So I don't know how they're doing it, and I already told them, I spoke with Mo about this, and you guys are trying to do this as an actual job, not just as a consultancy business first, and then this is an ancillary service to his consultancy business, which is why I like the idea of running with you guys more, because this is like I said, we have a lot of humans in this space from our background that we should be able to do damage real quick, and we all know that is how these work, right? In the next year or so, there's going to be a lot more people trying to sling it, and by then it might not be necessarily saturated, but it's going to be a much harder sale.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. I think you're going to see as it becomes, just like anything, like PvP or any of those things that, at first we're kind of like, oh, what's this? Or what's the other one? The what was
ERC.
it? ERC. Like, no one knew about it. And then all of a sudden everyone knew about it. So this is coming down the pipe. But the IRS is already issuing memos about the specific thing. So we're expecting some regulations. So, and we're expecting, there's a lot of shady fly-by-nights. There's a lot of people that are claiming to the employers, oh, you can get a tax credit on this and this and this and that, basically just hoping they don't get audited, right? Because your accounting can write off whatever FICA tax credits you want, right? And it's all good until you get audited. So we want to make sure we're doing it right. We don't want a bunch of you guys that get, tens of thousands or 100,000 lives in and then lose it all, right?
Yeah.
So, everything that we do comes from a legitimate law firm. They have years and years and years, what is it, 20 years experience, Mo, dealing with these exact programs?
Yeah, it's 25 years. And Attorney Darcy Heisman is one of the founders of Heisman Law Firm, but she also co-authored the ERISA Compliance and Health for the Welfare Plans, which is the employee benefits plan. So she's a big contributor of these plans in terms of writing some of the programs for the self-insured health plans. So she plays a very intricate part in this. They're keeping us compliant and making sure that we're doing everything from a compliance standpoint. So as G just said, Gerald just stated that some of these programs and some of the companies that you are, not saying the one that you mentioned earlier, but a lot of these companies aren't compliant, and they're not doing this in a compliant manner. So we want to make sure that that's what we're doing.
But
Okay,
yeah.
and then no, I actually jumped on a little bit late, so I think you guys were actually already discussing it. But as far as how the whole process works, we have lives that we want to onboard. Do we set meetings with you guys? Are we part of those calls?
Yes.
Other portals we can log into? How does that whole process work?
Yeah, we do have a portal. And yeah, as I was saying, I mean, it can be as simple as you guys setting up those initial calls if you want to be on and make the introduction, or if you want to be more involved in the sales process, we're happy to work with you and have you on those calls as well. We can do it however you want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially given the size of the deals you're talking about, one of our vendors, Amaze Health, they're willing to be on some of those initial calls to help kind of sell the presentation as well, so we can bring them in as well into that initial sales process.
Yeah, and the law firm for that matter as well. So the
Yeah.
whole thing really makes you guys look more professional because you're talking about companies that have attorneys and that are already sitting there skeptical. Why haven't I heard about this? This is too good to be true. In these larger companies.
But with this policies, new insurance that they have to put in place, or is it based on stuff they already have?
This is it's a supplementary benefit, so it's separate, but it's I guess the term that they use is integrated. So what that means is basically employees do have to have primary health insurance. If they don't, we offer a plan called a MEC plan, which stands for minimum essential coverage, for a small fee additionally. So that would that would kind of meet that requirement. But basically, it's a supplementary wellness benefit that falls under the cafeteria plan framework.
Yeah, so if they don't have insurance, it's gonna basically we'll give them minimum coverage, and it'll eat a little tiny piece of the whole pie. So now their employees will have coverage, but this works in conjunction with what they have now. If they do have,
Yeah.
So not changing their providers, or you're not telling them to switch their insurance provider or anything like that.
Yeah, so this won't impact any of the existing benefits that they have in place. It's just something extra that they can add.
And does it cost them extra, or is it just a tax benefit to them?
So it's so basically the program allows for an income offset, which reduces their taxable wages, and so that reduces their tax liability. And so those tax savings from the reduced tax liability go towards paying for the program, and then the employers will also have a tax savings, the majority of which they will keep just as a tax savings.
Yeah, so it's no net cost.
Yeah, so it's no net cost, and it's not like a tax credit. So this isn't something that they have to file for at the end of the year. This is just money that stays in their payroll account that they're not paying out each month.
Yeah, so they're
Okay.
going to see the benefit on the first payroll run.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, so that's the basics. I think one thing that we didn't talk about just yet is so I think you had discussed with Mo the quota. So we do have a 500 new enrolled individual monthly quota. And that'll be evaluated on like a 6-month basis. So every 6 months we'll look, and you should be meeting that quota at least 70% of the time. So 4 out of every 6 months. And if we're falling short of that, we'll do a review. Basically, we'll kind of give you 3 months, and in that 3 months, we'll want to see you at least meet that quota twice. Our goal obviously is to, keep you guys on board and keep you guys producing. So, it's not like we're looking for a chance to, get rid of you guys, but, we just want to make sure that there's consistent production throughout.
And also, let me just add to that as well that we train at least 3 times out of the week. So there's a lot of training going on. We have scripts, we have marketing material, we train. Explicitly in the area of compliance, scripting. I mean, you name it. We do a lot of training, so you guys can plug into that as well, and your people, your agents.
Okay.
So on that note, if you have, call it 25, we'll call it 30,000 humans in the program there, are you still doing a look back, or can you just kind of stop at that point and collect your money, or do you have to continually put in the 500 a month?
So so the 500 that actually stops for you guys. Once you hit 5,000, you no longer have a quota anyway. That goes away. Okay.
Okay.
So once you're at 5,000, there's no more quotas. You can just coast. This is like, as Gerald stated earlier, this is strictly to get you to ramp up, and we're just ramping up. That's all. We're just making sure that
Yeah.
we have a ramp up process in place.
Yeah, that's because we have a separate program for, so if somebody wants to bring a deal here, a deal there, we have a separate program for that. With agencies like yourself, we're investing a lot of more time and training and kind of aligning the program with the way that you want to work. So that's just why we have that agency quota.
Correct.
That's basically where they make like $9 a life or whatever, and basically are a rep for you all, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean the rest of the contract is mostly boilerplate, just you guys are an independent contractor, you're not an employee, confidentiality, non-solicitation, um, non-disclosure, just boilerplate stuff. But yeah, we can send that to you to Redline, take a look through if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay.
And then as far as booking appointments, is there some sort of scheduling calendar that we have access to? Or like in the portal, we can do that to see when you guys are available to get on calls or with the law firm?
Yeah, I think we'll get you a scheduling calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just have a link that you can schedule on there. Yeah, so pretty seamless. We'll have some basic questions on there, um, company name, how many employees, where are they, what state are they in? Are you guys mostly nationwide? Are you pretty much California, or where are you looking at producing?
Probably
Nationwide.
nationwide, but probably a lot of California, Florida.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm in Central Time. Mo and Gerald are they're in Florida, so they're
I'm in
Eastern.
California.
Yeah, Gerald's in
Oh, are you
Cali.
in California? Okay.
I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's cool in this group.
Mhm. I was going to say, yeah, the portal will have all that. It will have chat features as well, similar to Slack. We'll be able to communicate on there, like on the fly. So there's a lot of features there.
Okay.
All right, cool beans. Christina, did you have any other questions?
I don't. I just want to take a look at the contract. Brandon, do you have questions?
Yeah, lots.
Let them
Um,
rip.
So can you guys go through from it's just kind of the beginning to the end of the process, the flow? I'm sorry, I was a little late. I couldn't get on the Zoom. I have somebody who's very interested. Is it start with, I got the script, I understand the process and exactly what you have available, and then getting to that point they're interested. Um, Go to the calendar and then schedule an appointment so we can get this person back on, and then you guys would sell the deal. Is that how this works?
That's
Uh,
correct.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, so part of the sales process is we collect what's called a payroll census. So we'll need employment, their payroll information so that we can analyze which employees qualify and what they qualify for.
Okay.
Ideally, if you can do that ahead of time before that meeting, we can do a one-call close. If they have a lot more questions, they want to learn more about the program, we can do an introduction, then collect the payroll, and then do the close. But yeah, I mean, it's basically, yeah, once we have the payroll, we'll do the analysis, we'll present them with a clear proposal. They'll get everything pretty much to e-sign all the different programs. There'll be a few different forms. And then from there, we'll begin enrollment. And we have to have at least 2 weeks. So we do auto enroll, but we have to give them at least 2 weeks to opt out. Employees can opt out at any time. But basically the program runs month to month. So if they opt out, let's say they missed the first opt out window, they want to opt out, they can opt out for the second month. But yeah, basically there's an onboarding and enrollment. We just educate them about the benefits, educate them about what to expect and how to make sure that they're getting the most of it. Then they're enrolled. Then that first month. So again, there's no upfront payments. So basically the program runs for the first month. This is the beginning of the second month. They'll get their invoice and they'll have their payroll tax savings. So those savings will basically pay for the program. So they'll pay the second month. And then, yeah, once they're onboarded, it just kind of runs in the background. You don't really hear from the employees or the employer, the clients. Um,
What was the monthly fee to the employer? What was that invoice? That's the part I missed.
uh, So it kind of works similar to like your traditional benefits. So the employees will see the line items on their paycheck, but the employees themselves are not you know, just like if you got a W-2, you're not making a payment to your 401k or your Medicare. Basically, that kind of gets billed in one lump sum to the employer, which they pay from their payroll account. But those costs will be lower than the cost of their payroll tax savings. So they generally save around 40 to 50 bucks a month. And that's how you get the $600 per employee savings annually.
Okay. So I'm sorry where I missed that. There's a savings to the employee. However, they're going to see something on their paycheck that shows the wellness program cost. Is that right?
Correct. So basically with the way that the framework of this plan, it basically creates an offset. So pre-tax, some of their pre-tax money is offset, which lowers their taxable wages, which lowers their tax liability. So they have payroll tax savings. So they'll see
Okay.
those offsets on their paycheck, but they'll also see kind of like an admin fee or a wellness fee on their paycheck. But again, that's going to be lower than their tax savings. So that's something that we educate them about during enrollment and onboarding to make sure that they don't see a bunch of new charges and think that they're having random things taken out. But yeah,
Right.
basically,
So
yeah.
when you say that them, are you talking, you're not talking every employee. You're just talking with the HR department or the person that handles payroll?
Well, the employee will have a line item on their paycheck.
Understand.
Yeah, but
Right.
there will be it's a one lump sum payment. The company is making that payment.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's ACH from payroll automatically, so
Yeah.
it's pulled automatically. So we're not sitting around trying to collect.
Right. So my HR gal can just send an email out saying you're going to probably notice this on your next paycheck. However, this is the offset, blah, 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 and then explains it. And not that anyone reads their emails anyway, but I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do it. We can do it different ways. So we can have a company wide, meeting over Zoom. We could do an email. We can just train the HR person. So it kind of depends on the company, right?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you did a company-wide email, we bring on a big company with 5,000 employees, that'd be very difficult. I think
Right.
a quick email that's short and easy, just kind of explaining it and why you're going to see this line item, but what you're saving, they'll read it and forget about it. So,
Yep. I
in my
would agree.
opinion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I totally
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. What is the name of this program? Sort of like the ERC, PPP. What do you refer to this as?
So this is called the self-insured concierge
Yep.
managed medical plan.
So that's the legal terminology of what the program is called. Also, the Wellness Plus.
Yeah,
So-
simple.
Simple
Okay.
term, the Wellness Plus.
Yeah, because we had SMRP, we had Whimper, we have these like acronym names. But if you guys can figure out what an acronym name is for what Eric just said, go ahead.
Yeah. And this is the credit that's coming through the door. It's coming from the government. This is a government backed.
That's correct.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, so
And-
that's the reason why we switched from Whimper and SMRP is there are still a lot of gray area in terms of, especially around the term reimbursement, because some people expect that the reimbursement will eventually be considered taxable wages, which would mean that all these employees are going to end up having to pay back. So our team has developed a framework that works within the existing cafeteria plan. So ours is a little bit different, but yeah, it's basically, it works kind of like your existing cafeteria plan framework. So it's an offset.
Yeah,
But yeah, it
we
reduces
fully
tax
expect the
liability.
Whimper and SMRP to unravel, and the attorneys too that specialize in this do as well, because there's gray area right now, but the IRS is already starting to issue memos on those programs because they're starting to see it now. So if those companies go back and get audited, they're gonna have to repay everything.
Yep. And Brandon, this is fully paid. This is fully paid government funded programs, 100% compliant with the IRS, ERISA, HIPAA, ACA regulations. Of course, it's available to all businesses with 3 employees or more. But there's 3 core components that this program actually that this program exists on. Number one is to enhance employee benefits. without increasing the cost. Number two is to reduce FICA payroll taxes for the employees. And number three is just to help employees access tax-free wellness reimbursements. And it's all done off of four federal tax codes, which is the IRS 125, 106, 105, and 213D. That's the background. That's the framework.
Okay.
What the program is built on.
Understand. So when someone like my HR girl that does payroll, how does she once enrolled and onboarded, she's just putting a tax code into our payroll system like ADP or whatever. We use Paylocity, and then
Yeah.
that goes into effect. Is that how that works?
Yeah, they will work during enrollment. Our team will work with her to set up the payroll, and then once it's set up, she doesn't have to do anything each month. She just
Gotcha.
does payroll like normal.
Right. Okay. Probably a stupid question, but maybe not. Can a company just run out and do, like, I don't know why they wouldn't use us to do this. They probably don't know about it, but if they found out about it after us, can they just go enroll themselves? Not that it matters, but
I think most providers are working through brokers like ourselves.
Yeah,
And I
because they
mean,
need the provider for the benefit.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
that's the thing.
yeah.
yeah.
Like ERC, my girl just went out and did it. We weren't going to get charged 25% to have somebody else do it. We just did it ourselves. But
Right.
obviously this is a lot different.
Yeah. They could
Okay.
possibly go directly to a benefit provider, but in order to do what we're doing, you have to be licensed. There's requirements that goes into place in order to offer what we're offering to the public.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, they just couldn't set up like how we are.
Okay. And then how does your system know when somebody quits, gets fired, so you lose a head, but we brought on 5 new people? How
We
does your system
reconciliate every
recognize that?
month.
So we're getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
So-
On our end, we reconciliate every month, so you'll get a report every month which reconciliates from the payroll.
Yeah,
Okay.
the HR person will do a reconciliation with the vendor will do a reconciliation with them, the administrator.
So she will be doing something with you guys on a monthly to make sure that it gets reconciled.
Yeah, there's depending on the size of the organization, they can do an integration so that it's automated. For smaller organizations, it's as simple as maybe a 15-minute process where she downloads a payroll report, uploads it to the TPA, and then the TPA will send back the adjustments to me.
And how does the automation work so she doesn't have to do any of that?
We can integrate within their payroll software.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just an
Through
API
API.
pull and push.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty easy integration too.
Yeah, and we do all that. So yeah, basically our API talks to their API. All we're looking to do is pull a payroll report. We don't really need anything else. And then our system will just match it from the previous month.
Okay. So to get started and get somebody on board, the smartest thing to do is tell them to get all their payroll records together and have them ready for the meeting.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And then that takes about 48 hours to come back with a result.
Yeah, to do the analysis.
A couple of days, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have a breakdown quote on everything, and then depending on, we do auto enroll, which basically will take the benefits and use up whatever the benefit amount is that the employee has. But they can also, if you have an employer that's like, no, we want to pick, we can do an ABC type package, and they can kind of pick the benefit too. But typically, especially for larger organizations, it's easier just to click and go, right?
Yeah.
Give them too many choices.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been doing this particular program?
Well, we've been doing this particular program now for a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as getting audited on your end or all right, whatever, I mean, it's all compliant, so there should be no worries there, correct?
That's correct. Our attorney is Darcy Heitzman with Heitzman Law Firm, who specializes in these compliance agreements. She's actually she co-authored a lot of the plans that we're operating that we're promoting with the RISA and the different wellness programs. She's actually going to be on our program. I'm sorry, she's actually going to be on our platform on Thursday morning, 11 o'clock. I put the flyer inside the chat here, so if you guys want to join our meeting, you can.
Put it in again, Mo, because some people joined in late. Also, I don't know if you joined in late as well, but Speaking of audits, we have the audit insurance. Mo, you want to go over that too?
Yeah, and so that's $25 or 20. Is it $20 per person or 25?
I think each client, so the employer is covered for up to $500,000 of audit protection and
Yep.
assistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an insurance piece of that too that we're covering up to $500,000, basically guaranteeing they're not going to get audited. But and for larger companies, that might scale up. But at
Yeah.
least for now, there's some assurances there as well when you're talking about compliance and auditing.
Yeah. And that was the other reason when we were talking numbers earlier, David. That's another cost that we have to factor in because we do have an attorney that we have to, pay, compensate
Mm-hmm.
as well.
But yeah, you're going to be very happy with the compliance piece of this. And, we're self-regulating. So when regulations come down, all your lives are going to be protected.
Okay. That's all I got.
Good. Good. So
So,
what's your
Chris,
what's your thought process, Brandon, from here?
I mean, just to get some people on board, I got, me in particular, I'm separate a little bit. It's the Biz and Christina have theirs thing.
Okay.
Christina, my wife, I just kind of jumped on their coattails. And then, I have a lot of friends that have big companies and they know people with even bigger companies. And so this has got me more excited than most of my current day job. So,
Right.
um, I mean, I'm to like, there's some big companies out there. I don't know how they work. It's kind of like me making a phone call. I really need the real key points to be able to explain this properly.
Sure.
Just because, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like my best friend or good buddy, his best friend is the guy who owns, Raising Cane's Chicken. That's just an example of one of 20. And it's like, oh, that's a big company. That's a lot of payroll, just in his example. Guy with the head of the Miami hospital, just things of that nature, I got one today. There's 15 million people in a union and they all go through the same process, payroll, the whole nine. And his uncle is the head of the union. I'm just, as soon as I put my thinking cap on, I'm running across this type of scenario. And these are like 2 phone calls I've had. So I'm thinking that this could be very big. I just want to be able to give them enough ammunition to get to the calendar to get you guys to sell it. That's my goal. I don't want to sound stupid when I'm on the phone. So I need to understand more about the process or the program itself.
Good.
Yeah.
Whatever material you possibly have that you could send me. I mean, you've done a great job explaining that part. I had one question on. I understand insurance. I own a couple companies, and I had the self-insure at one time, and then my buddy who worked for me had back surgery through his neck, and we got cut off of the self-insured plan. So now we use Anthem Blue Cross, and we contribute to the employees, right? The one I didn't understand was the POP. What's the premium only plan?
that might be is that something that we sent?
So Christina sent it to me. It's the SIC MMP Wellness Plan, Self-Insured Concierge Managed Medical
Yeah,
Plan.
that's just part of this plan. It's actually part of the it was part of the submerge at one time and it was just rolled over to this new program. So
I just never heard of a POP. That's why I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
most people
so
are going to be self-insured or employee health contributions.
yeah. So basically how this will work is everyone is enrolled in the self-insured concierge managed medical. And then for employees who have additional savings, they will be given a few options to invest in other things, maybe a small life insurance policy or a dental or a vision. So that POP is probably part of that just portfolio of different things we can offer them.
So do you have literature on that, like how the concierge service works for the employee? What
yeah,
benefits?
I just put in there in the chat. That's the self-insured concierge medical management program, which is the same as the Wellness Plus. Just say Milk Wellness Plus, but that's the information just to help you get acclimated to the program itself. And also, I'll send you over a term guide as well. There's different terminologies that's used in this industry that you can just reference so you won't be oblivious to anything that's being said.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we have videos, we have training, we have hours of content. We're not trying to overwhelm you too, but I think if you get on this call on, if you have time on is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday,
11 at 11 Eastern. We're going to have everyone on. Amaze Health will be on. That's a massive provider. The law firm will be on. So I mean, obviously, you want to be able to at least get the intro pitch down, so that way you can, get us on the call, and then once you're on a few of those calls with us, it'll click.
And I will say this to you is that Maze Health and Heitzman Law Firm have both they're coming on our platform voluntarily to come and speak to our organization because they like the way that we're structured. They love the way that we're structured. Okay. They said, as a matter of fact, we're the only organization that's structured from a compliance standpoint dealing with this program. We're the only ones that's doing it this way.
Yeah, okay. I think there's a big benefit to your larger clients, right? I mean, to have an attorney meet with their legal, to have Amaze, to have these larger companies too, right? It lends to credibility as well, because big companies have legal departments that are gonna look at this and say, okay, is this legal or not? Does this meet compliance? Is this gonna come back to bite us? So I think that's a big benefit to you for the larger companies like Canes or some of your other union companies, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So can you send out whatever material you possibly can? I know you sent me some things here and I downloaded them. Anything you have to David, and then any videos you have. I mean, it beats Netflix, so I'll sit there and watch it for hours. Netflix ain't making me money.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'd be great to sit there and watch the videos and really understand, get a grab so I understand exactly how I'm selling the product, and then I can get some other guys on board.
Perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have all our training videos. We have everything. Mo can get those out to you.
That'd be great. Cool. Awesome.
So yeah, once we can share the contract after this by email, I'll send that. I think Mo will send that over to you, and then and then we can get those marketing materials to you, and we'll have that calendar link. Is there anything else that we need to send over? But yeah, I mean, we're ready to go, and we have the capacity to scale up pretty quick with you guys. So as many deals as you need, we can be ready for it.
Got you. And currently, the way the contract reads is it's $40 per life until we hit how many lives?
3,000.
3,000. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Mo, you're open to retroacting that?
Yeah, that's you guys call, man. I told Eric, and I mean, whatever you guys want to do, I'm okay with. So
yeah, I think the goal here is just to get volume, guys. So
right.
I don't have a problem paying out.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we can hit that, then we'll retroactive it as well. So we can adjust the contract on that. I think just redline the contract, and we'll go back and forth a little bit, and then we'll send the final one out, Adobe sign when everyone's comfortable.
Cool. Thank y'all.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. I've included a video inside here as well. When you click on it, just subscribe to our channel on YouTube as well. You can see some more of our training videos. But this is the Whimper versus Submert, understanding the workplace wellness. Even though we're not calling it that anymore, this concept is still the same. You'll get the gist of it. Okay.
Sounds good. Who has the recording of this Zoom so I could get a copy?
I'll send it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send it to you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you guys very much.
Have a good night.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks, everyone.